Whether it be a 50-foot woman terrorizing her cheating lover, or a shotgun-toting Bruce Campbell blasting a demonic she-bitch back to hell, there's an inherent joy to B-movies. From fantasy to sci-fi to horror, we are fascinated with the enchanting, mystical, grotesque, macabre, prehistoric, and badass.
These fascinations are the driving force behind Smash Up, the shuffle-building card game which is the perfect embodiment of B-movies.
Ever wondered who would win in a fight? Pirates or ninjas, plants or zombies, ghosts or werewolves?
What if all those late-night alcohol-fueled debates with friends could finally be fully realized?
Smash Up gives players the chance to fill the roles of their favorite characters, remix them, and play out a Monster Mash invasion on bases to see whose nerdy team-up hails supreme. There's an elegance to the game, where the mechanics of each deck fit the overall flavor of the faction. While the robots get to build off of each other and flood the board with mechanical precision, zombies send their monsters out to die, only to return again from the discard pile. This is the vision brought forth by this man, game designer Paul Peterson. Paul got his start in the gaming industry working for Wizards of the Coast. There he developed a dozen card games including Hercules, Xena Warrior Princess, Harry Potter, Pokemon, his own game Guillotine, and Magic the Gathering. Paul loved all aspects of designing these collectible games on a technical level, developing cards centralized around direct damage, healing, making your opponent discard, drawing cards, and returning cards from the discard pile. They're fascinating systems with unique interactions waiting to be explored. But therein lied the problem as Paul saw it. With some games literally having thousands of cards at the player's disposal, the insanely fun task of building a deck had become daunting and tedious, especially to new players. Building a deck now requires hours of research, playtesting, acquisition of specific cards, and finding a worthy opponent willing to go through all the same steps. Sometimes you just want to open up a box and get to the game. Paul envisioned a game where players could make a simple choice between A, B, C, D, or better put, pirates, ninjas, zombies, robots, Pinzar for short, which in fact was the original working title for Smash Up. Now all the player would need to know is the core mechanic of each faction. Pick which two would be interesting together, that's all that was needed to build a deck. But that's not to say the game is easy. Smash Up successfully handles the balancing act between being approachable and complex. It's one of the reasons why I love it so much. When I first joined my game group, my first gaming session was playing Munchkins. The second week we played Arkham Horror. The third week we played Smash Up and continued to play it every week for 8 months straight. It was simple enough to pick up and have fun on the first playthrough, but every week I came to the table with another crazy plan on how to make ghosts work. What makes Smash Up such a memorable game is the blend between its gameplay and art direction. When looking for a home for the game, Paul Peterson took Pinzar to the Gamma Trade Show. There, he met up with John Zinzer, head of Alderac Entertainment Group.
Within an hour, I got a phone call. He's like, look, Paul, I can't ask you to do this because it's not fair to ask you to do this, but maybe you shouldn't show it to anybody else.
With AEG on board, Paul Peterson was paired up with creative director Todd Rowland to bring Smash Up to life. Todd had a vision for Smash Up. In order to play up this amalgam universe of a game, he assigned each class to a different artist. This choice gives each faction a unique look and feel, as if they were different scripts put to film by different directors. And when shuffled together, that's when these B-movie inspired decks become the perfect drive-in double feature. Over the past 5 years, Smash Up has become one of the corner pieces in the board game renaissance. After its appearance on Will Wheaton's Tabletop, the game exploded in popularity. The success led to the release of 9 expansions, a total of 50 unique factions with more to come, and a digital game sold on Steam. But Smash Up is more than just the culmination of great game design and enjoyable aesthetic. It's the perfect game to be played with friends. It's a gateway to exploring a world where these characters exist and interact, opening doors to imaginative conversations. It's a breeding ground for new alcohol-fueled debates and new memories to be made.